There's a moment in life when the clock stops being theoretical. It becomes real. I had that moment sitting in my grandfather's house. No distractions, no noise, just the quiet understanding that this might be one of the last real conversations we'd ever have. And when you're in a moment like that, you don't ask small questions. You don't ask about money. You don't ask about career advice. You don't ask about how to win. You ask the question. So I looked him in the eye and said, "What's the best life advice you can give me?" He didn't pause. He didn't build it up. He didn't give me a speech. He just said, "Treat people right and the rest will take care of itself." That was it. And I remember sitting there thinking, this can't be it. That's too simple. Because that's not the advice we're given today. Today's advice is get ahead, win, build your brand, outwork everyone, protect your own, crush your competition. We live in a culture obsessed with teaching you how to succeed before it ever teaches you how to be. But my grandfather flipped that. He wasn't giving me advice on how to get ahead. He was telling me who to be when I got there. And the more I've thought about it, the more I realize that wasn't simple advice. That was foundational advice. Because we've inverted the order. We think it goes success first, career later. He was saying character first, and everything else becomes sustainable. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. You can build influence without character. You can build a following without integrity. You can build a career saying whatever gets attention, doing whatever gets rewarded in the moment. We see it every day. But you cannot build a life that way. Eventually, it catches up. Now, take that advice, treat people right, and drop it into today's world. Drop it into politics. What would change? And don't misunderstand me, this doesn't mean abandoning convictions. It doesn't mean going soft. It doesn't mean refusing to fight for what's true. It means how you fight. Because right now, politics is built on something very different. It's built on destroy your opponent, misrepresent if you have to, win the clip, win the moment, turn people into caricatures so it's easier to tear them down. And yeah, you might win that way. But what are you building? Imagine a politics where people actually aimed at a baseline to treat others right. You'd still have disagreement. You'd still have sharp debates. You'd still have competing visions for the country. But you'd have less lying, less dehumanizing, less turning your opponent into something less than human just to justify going after them. You'd have more persuasion and less performance. And here's what people miss. That kind of politics would not be weaker. It would be harder to corrupt. Now bring it closer. The podcast world, social media, the daily content wars, because this is where most people live right now. The incentive structure is broken. You're not rewarded for being fair. You're rewarded for being extreme, for dunking, for humiliating, for going viral. People aren't treated like people anymore. They're treated like content. And if we're honest, it's easy to get pulled into that because it works. But again, what are you building? If your entire platform depends on tearing people down, it's not a platform.
Hey, we the people like Gates gonna see us, so that's no excuse.